And alright, what I've been waiting to get to, finish out Saturday with a Tectone video of These People Are Pathetic.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Gonna
It
smash
is
that like and get subscribed
midnight,
if you're
1
not
a.m.
already, and
Don't
we'll
even know what day it
have a
is.
nice weekend here.
I just got to the Dragon Trials and Metaphor ReFantasio. I think the game might actually break my top 10. Enjoying it tremendously. I'm down 2 more pounds, and I hit 3 new PRs in the gym today, but I'm not going to say what those are because I'm excited to show that whenever I get back. Today was a
Good,
lovely
good.
day. Went to the arcade, spent more money than I should have.
It's okay. You'll go back to streaming and make it back. You'll be fine. You may have spent money. You may have made someone's day while you did it. Maybe you just paid the arcade. Who cares? That's how America works. Sometimes you need to blow off some steam, but when you have the ability and the money to, it's okay. Unlike my previous video, which was all talking about money and people making stupid financial decisions. Go check that one out. It's a little on the lengthier side, but it's full worth it. Reacting to Caleb Hammer over there. Anyways, we'll continue with Tectone here. We miss you, buddy. We hope you come back soon.
As I often do. I have such a gambling addiction, it's ridiculous. But that's a problem for another day, or maybe in 10 years when content creation dries out and I'm living in a box again. That will. Anyways, I'm on Twitter, if you haven't seen. Congratulations.
You have an addiction to Twitter, my guy. You're not just on Twitter. That's like saying my PC is turned on right now. Yeah, it's turned on because obviously I'm on it recording this video and there's a whole bunch of other things going on. But yeah, it's on. Sure, you're on Twitter.
Twitter is a little bit of a mess, but I love it. I love Twitter PvP. It's very fun. I'd be banging out like 3 tweets every hour, low key.
Yep, sounds about right.
Having a fucking blast, giggling my ass off. Got a couple homies just be dying at that shit. So I do it for them. You know, I do it for the WestJets. I do it
He's been there helping prove that Hassan Piker's a fucking animal abuser.
for the Nuxes. I do it for the Sophias, the Shinyas. You know, they like reading my tweets. It's always fun. Oh, the Nicholases, the Chibis. Great people. Regardless, I was there thinking that the 8 new Hassan clips that have resurfaced of him electrocuting his fucking dog and treating animals like shit would, you know, be sufficient.
Yeah, the initial one of him shocking his dog, then the subsequent clips of where you see him and then the dog silently walks back to its spot because he obviously gave her a look and she's like, okay. And then the other one of him pulling his old dog's tail and saying, if you fucking move, I'll fucking end you right here. I'll kill you in front of all these people. It's like, what sane individual just says that to their dog, to their pet? I don't care if your dog has been misbehaving for the entire day. You don't say that shit. Especially when you're recording yourself doing it. Like, that just makes you look horrid. And then there's the new clip of him with the view down of his desk, and right on the corner of the desk, you can see that he has to shove something away because he realized, oh shit, the remote for my electric shock collar that Kaya wears is in view.
Covered in the video that I made
What
a
an
couple of days
idiot.
ago. Speaking of which, thank you if you follow me on Twitter.
What a grade A fucking idiot. I hope his career crashes and burns after this fucking disaster that he's created. And then I hope his dog gets a new home. A home that doesn't abuse it.
If you've seen this, and thank you for subscribing to me on YouTube. If you are currently watching this, something happened a little bit ago that I just kind of want to talk about. And I want to kind of just lay this structure out for those who don't know. And what happened was this. Hassan goes live and he uses an e-collar on his dog. Now I want to make this very clear. E-collars can be used humanely, okay? They're supposed to feel like a light touch to a firm.
They can be used effectively, but they should be used only during the training purposes and not after the fact. After the fact, if you have used a little light buzz at a low setting to get the dog's attention, and then maybe after that you just switch it to the vibrating one because it's harmless at that point, no one would bat an eye. if you had just hit a little vibrating remote and the dog went back to its spot because you prefer her to sit there while you stream. Because yeah, there's a good thing. I mean, when I record, I prefer my cat to be over asleep on the bed or something, like he is, or down on the floor around me nearby that I can reach him and pet him. Because I love my pets. I love having them nearby, but sometimes having them up in your way isn't always practical. So I get that point. However, if my cat gets up, you've seen it. If you've seen any of my videos, you've seen me. I'll get up. I'll open the door. I'll let him in and out. I have to do things because otherwise they're just pawing at the door. And it's like, I can't win here. I have to either let him in or let him out or keep the door open. And I don't want to keep my door open because then the sound's escaping out and I feel like I'm shouting down the hall throughout the rest of the house.
I understand when people use them. I understand they can be used humanely.
But also, to continue that with the collar, Hassan was like, he kept repeatedly said it. Kaya's a very well-trained dog. She knows where she's supposed to be, and she usually is there. It's like, okay, if you claim she's so well-trained, then why the fuck is she still wearing that collar? If she's so well-trained as you claim, you shouldn't even have to do anything. You should just, Kaya's place, and then you should be able to be real nice about it. You shouldn't have to be, place. And then have her be scared walking over there. It's like, no, not at all. You should be able to look at it and go, hey, this situation did not require a shock collar anymore.
Very consistent on this take. I have said this since day one. The problem is you're supposed to use them short term. And by the way, yes, I have talked to 3 now professional dog trainers about this. In case you don't know, my dog Mango is also being professionally trained. And they say it is supposed to be a light touch to a firm touch, as well as short-term use only.
Yeah, people, from what I've read, it's recommended that if you do use one, you only use it for like up to a month at the longest periods. And then you just switch it to the vibrating only functions. And you pull out those removable prongs, put their little caps on.
Maybe 15 to 30 minutes.
Cover them up.
Not have the electrocution so high.
And yeah, he says 15 to 30 minutes. It's at most of that amount of time for up to a month. It's not like you're sitting there shocking them straight for a month. That's not what I'm saying. It's like up to a month just to get them used to that feeling. Because by then, their brain, Pavlov, has trained. It's that exact experiment that is just being played out with a shock collar.
It makes them scream in pain and use it for 8 hours every day.
Yeah, you don't use it, you don't have them wear it for 8 hours at a time to force them to sit as a prop on your stream. That's when you get a dog statue.
So, that happened.
Like, Hassan is wealthy enough that he literally could have someone make a bust of Kaya laying there on that mat like that. And then he could probably have someone who's skilled enough at painting to come paint it lifelike. And then he can literally just pay a couple people to have a prop for his stream room of his dog made, so she's always on stream, even if, she's out of the room because she's going to get a drink of water, stretching her legs. It's like, there's a 10 dozen reasons a dog would get up. Most pets die due to liver failure because they're not getting enough water.
More of that.
Or kidney failure, not liver. Kidney failure due to them not getting enough water, flushing out their body regularly. That's why the newer, pet fountains, for cats especially, cats like running water. A dog a little less so, but a dog would probably still enjoy some running water from a fountain, flowing it in, keeping it refreshed, keeping it a little more purified too.
That is
filtered,
developed every single day. Feel free to follow my Twitter if you want to see more of the updates, because I'm making sure that Hassan will be held accountable, and we are not going to move past this because
we will not move past it unless Hassan gives unequivocal proof by either A, showing the model, B, taking that piece of tape off and showing that there aren't prongs under it, or C, that he actually admits, yes, I did shock my dog. I apologize to the entire internet for doing it. I apologize for lying about it. I apologize for covering it all up, or attempting to cover it up. And then he takes a break from streaming for a while. to show that he actually does care. Like, there is a way forward. He might have a much smaller audience when he does come back. However, there's still those group of dick riders who will just stay on him the entire time.
Him moving past this is how he always wins, just like he's gotten away with slandering me, slandering my friends, and making people believe that everything he says is gospel, when if you were to just look at it and research it for 30 fucking seconds, or I don't know, ask Grok.
Yeah, and a lot of things Hasan says on stream are so inaccurate. He's more inaccurate than the mainstream media.
Everything
He lies
that
more
comes
than
out of
them.
Hasan's mouth is a steaming pile of shit. Once again, Hasan, if you're watching this, I will give you $10,000 for your dog, so that way it can go to a home that actually gives a shit about it. And I'll even donate $100,000 to animal charity if you give me your dog.
And Hasan, that is not him threatening, give me your dog or I won't donate to charity. No, that's him saying, relinquish your dog because you don't want to care for it. And that's obvious.
Moving forward, also, we should box. Moving forward, Valkyrie,
we should box.
For some reason.
Valkyrie, the person competing with Ludwig to wear that frickin' shot collar next. Both of these people have no spine. They are controlled by Hasan. And it's so sad because I used to be a fan of Ray back when she first transferred to YouTube and she had less than 100 viewers on her YouTube streams. Her content was so little when I found her. It was before the Among Us days. It was just basically when COVID was just breaking out and everybody was just starting to get locked down. And I discovered her right around then. And I enjoyed watching her. I enjoyed some of the times when she'd tell good stories. She used to work at GameStop. She had a few stories from that she'd share. She'd tell stories from her childhood and her family. And it was always fun. However, at this point, she's at the point where, oh yeah, I went and asked Asmongold for some advice, and then I had to apologize to my chat for talking to Asmongold, because Hasan didn't like that very much. And it's like, what, bitch? What? Are you retarded?
I wonder what the reason is, guys. Valkyrie, for some reason, just feels so strongly about defending Hasan. Wonder.
It's because she's one of those people who are friends with him in real life. And they think that just because of their friendship, they know him. Even though all of them, Valkyrie, Cutie Cinderella, and a couple of the others have admitted they don't actually watch Hasan's streams because they're not into politics, when if they just spent 5 minutes on his stream ever, they'd realize, oh, this guy's a horrible person.
Why that is. And says that she has so much close personal experience with Hasan, and she's seen the dog, and it's the most spoiled.
Because obviously he's not going to abuse his dog in front of you.
Baby. To quote her, big baby, big fluffy baby that she's ever seen.
Yeah.
Is she spoiled because she's allowed to walk around the house when he's done streaming? Or does a dog that gets crated for 10 hours, wakes up, and then has to sit in a box for 8 hours, and then maybe if Hasan isn't doing anything else, maybe he'll take it somewhere, or knowing him, a champagne socialist, will most likely hire some illegal immigrant, which obviously, Hasan probably loves. Well, maybe he doesn't like him so much considering his dog gets zapped every single time it goes across the border. Maybe his stand.
Whoops! That's a good point there. He's shocking his dog for leaving its little open air prison, as it's been called jokingly, because he called Gaza an open air prison, even before the attack from Hamas on Israel on October 7, 2023. And it's like, yeah, well, I don't agree with every bomb Israel has dropped on Gaza. However, I do think every bomb that was dropped was necessary to get us to the peace deal we are at today. Hamas would not surrender. They would not quit until they literally became such a small group that they had no members left, they had no leadership left, and it's like, in the end, yes, the one side with more money, more weapons, more power was going to win. However, you could have surrendered, left, and just not been there anymore, and everything could have been fixed a lot sooner. Could have returned hostages. Could have not taken them in the first place.
On immigrants is still on the fence. Maybe Kaya will get a little bit of love every single day. Now, I want to remind you, Kaya is.
Yeah, I bet you she gets some love every day, but I bet you it's like the guy who comes home from work, says hi to his pet, checks their food and water dish, and then just goes and sits in front of the TV with a beer for the rest of the night.
A 2-year-old working dog. That is a working breed. They are a working fucking breed. And that dog's exercise requirements is 2.5 to 3 hours a day of walking and then more play. Scientifically, according to Hassan's regimen, he's not meeting that even close.
Oh no, he's not even getting 50% of the amount of exercise that Kaya needs day to day. She sleeps far too much. That dog is 100% abused and probably a little neglected. And the fact that he's like, oh yeah, when I was on vacation in another country, my mom just let her roam the house freely, and that was spoiling her. It's like, dude, you're a piece of shit.
The thing is,
you're a horrid individual.
Getting dogs to be used for props and to be used as background set pieces and treating these things like they're toys. It's the same thing with.
It's the one thing I'll give streamer Lily Pichu on. She has her dog Temmie and her other dog Davinci. She got Temmie. She loves Temmie. Everything. She made a song, "If There Was a Zombie Apocalypse, I'd Let My Dog Eat Me." A great little Halloween theme song. If you've never heard it, check it out. But you got that one, and then you've got her other dog Davinci, where he didn't train as well. He's been a bit more troublesome. She still loves him and all. She just is not, hiding that fact online. She's not, oh, I love him so much. And then off stream, I hate you. Like, she has literally said it on stream a couple times that she doesn't like the way he acts and that he misbehaves. And, when asked, oh, would you get another dog like him? She's, oh, God, no. But if there was another clone of Temmie and it was the same way, she 100% would. Because, yes, different dogs misbehave sometimes, but she's got a well-behaved one. Kaya, from everything I've ever seen of her on Hassan's stream, from the moment he got her, because like I've said before, I used to be a Hassan viewer back like 5 or 6 years ago, like a long time ago, before he turned evil, basically. Because there was a time where he was just the leftist streamer. Now he's the evil streamer.
Cats. People think that cats should just be ignored all day, bro. Cats aren't decorations.
No, my cats are not decorations. They need attention all the time. I have my cat Blaze, the orange one here. He plays fetch sometimes. I'll be able to toss him toys down across the house, and he'll actually zip after him, grab him, and bring him all the way back in his mouth, and then we'll repeat that a handful of times. I got one of my other cats who loves to just be chased around the living room and do laps around the furniture. I am not as quick as I used to be due to the leg injury I suffered earlier this year, but I still attempt to chase him around to the best I can. I can't do very many laps, but I do whatever I can do. It's like my cats get played with all the time. I've got 2 cat trees worth of spots for them to sleep, because I have a lot of cats, and they got plenty of spots to sleep, plenty of things to scratch on. There's things that are on there for them to play solo while I'm out of the house. They've got tons and tons of toys. They do sleep a lot because, well, they're cats, and cats are lazy.
They're fucking animals. Play with them. I talk to my cats. I play fetch with my cats. I call my cat's name and they come, because people are so out of touch with reality with raising animals, they don't even know that cats can also be taught tricks too. It's really not hard.
Yeah, like I just said, my cat can play fetch.
You just give a shit. Now, Valkyrae, for whatever reason, decides to defend Hassan and say that Hassan's such a great guy and Kai is such a great guy. I don't know why there's so many people worrying about this.
It's because she's in that circle and she can't get out. All her friends are friends with Hassan. If she leaves it, she would have to start a whole new friend group, and I think to her that's scarier than just saying Hassan lied, Hassan shocked his dog.
When there's a
I think that's what it is.
Going on in Palestine.
Not anymore, bitch.
Oh my God! There's a genocide? Jesus, I guess me losing a fucking leg isn't so bad.
The genocide in Palestine is the one they always bring up, but they never talk about the genocide in Syria of Christians, or Lebanon, or the Congo. And it's like there are Christians being murdered in the numbers that make Gaza look like a tiny little battle between children.
After all, I'm so tired of these fucking virtue signalers, buzzword promoters, just saying, I think the bad thing is bad. Guys, I think pedophilia is bad. Look at how much of a good person I am. Guys, I think murder, I think it's bad. Oh my God, shower me with praise. Wow, no shit. We all understand that genocide is bad. We get it.
We all understand that crimes are crimes and crimes are bad. Let's move on and figure out ways to solve them, and then also call out people along the way who also do bad things. Just because someone does a bad thing but there's a worse thing going on doesn't mean that the one bad thing is all of a sudden good.
You don't fucking care. These people don't fucking care. The only thing they care about is being seen as a good person. And when somebody tries very hard to be seen as a good person, and this is going to be the moral of the video. Actually, no, I'm not going to spoil it yet. People who try to be good people are some of the most dangerous people that you can actually meet. So Valkyrie gets into some heat, which deservedly so.
She deserved every bit of the hate because she's wrong on this one.
Deservedly so, she gets in heat for that take. Want to make this very clear. We're defending torturing dogs here.
Yeah, she's defending that.
Called for killing a senator. We're defending a guy.
The guy who said America deserved 9/11. The guy who had interviewed a Houthi terrorist and ended with, I love you and everything you do, man. And it's like, what? No.
And none of these are alleged, by the way. I want to make this very clear. None of these are alleged. When you look into this shit about me or other people, it's
all alleged for the things.
Alleged.
It's all alleged, the things that Hassan has claimed about Tectone, Asmongold. The only thing you can really clown on Asmongold for is his hygiene, because, he does need to work on that. But if that's if that's the only thing you have, that, he might have some bad hygiene, but at least he doesn't fucking support terrorists, like, come on, someone's in the wrong here. At least he doesn't abuse animals. I mean, there was probably a few times he accidentally abused them due to his hygiene and the filth in his room, but that's besides the point. Those animals chose to enter that filth and die on their own.
That means somebody said it, and so far, there is nothing proving it whatsoever. When I talk about the things that Hassan has done,
there's evidence and evidence.
Had to deal with that real quick. The things I'm telling you about Hassan, none of these things are alleged. These are real, factual things that you can go watch him do. He's called for the death of a senator. He has self-admitted to going to a fucking Diddy party. He has
he went to a Diddy party
with at least one child present. By the way, in case you don't know what a brothel is, it's a fucking whorehouse where they had kids at it. This isn't.
That's true. That one was in Germany. That place was raided by their feds and was shut down for trafficking at least one minor that could have been there when Hassan was there.
Alleged, these are things that fucking happened. Okay, he has told people to kill their landlords and let the fucking roads run red with their capitalist blood. He has informed his audience on how to make death threats to people who are higher up to get them to step down from their political position. These aren't alleged things. These are real things.
He also showed a gun on his stream and threatened a viewer.
This man is out of fucking control.
This is what happens when a platform does not enforce their rules across the board and they play favorites. They have people who just push the boundaries and push the boundaries and push them further and further and further and further until you hit a point where it's like, oh, this guy has done so much bad that if we ban him now, if we don't ban him now, we'll look like we support all this too. But Twitch is being fucking silent as ever, and I cannot wait for that Senate congressional hearing that brings Dan Clancy to talk about all of it. because I guarantee they'll ask him about Hassan Piker and why he hasn't been banned for constantly violating rules.
The things that Hassan says for the people who oppose him, none of it is real. He blows shit out of proportion. None of it is fucking real. It's things that he has made up or chosen intentionally to weaponize. That's all it is. I saw a Twitter post about me today with 300 likes in about 2 hours saying that I don't want to trust Tectone because this guy beat his wife.
No, he didn't. That's ridiculously irresponsible to lie about and say. A, he doesn't have a wife.
I don't know what realm of retardation these autists are hallucinating that I did this. There's no clip of it. I don't even think there's anybody even saying that. But they believe it so hard because Hassan paints me and many other people as such horrific human beings that they become, myself as well, become dehumanized, and people are willing to believe anything whatsoever, generally because they believe with Hassan's political views, which is, I'm pro-Palestine. Aren't I a really good guy? Have you seen my bio? I have a Palestine flag. Jesus, get a fucking grip. So Valkyrae reaches out to Asmongold and NMP LOL. I don't know why she reached out to NMP.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd reach there. I mean, NMP's as crazed as Hassan is. But yeah, I'm just going to pull this up here to show you. Right in here, you've got Tectone's channel at 514 million views. You've got Hassan's, that's not that much bigger, but Hassan is a much larger creator. And then you've got Asmongold, that blows both of them out of the water by a metric of 5 times for Hassan at least. And it's like, that is absolutely an insane amount of difference in views. So that's how I know that if Hassan gets banned from Twitch, he most likely will, his platform will die. He won't have anywhere that will not ban him for the things he says, and that his career might just be over for the streaming portion unless his uncle takes him on the Young Terrorists.
I don't know what she was expecting. NMP, I mean, he...
Yeah, and Valkyrae, you're a bitch for choosing to ask for help and backstab your friends.
He is himself.
Or Asmongold, if he's not your
fence,
friend.
I don't know if she was expecting some way to navigate drama. I mean, NMP's getting shit on 24/7. You know what I mean? So I don't know what advice he would have offered, but that's besides the point. She reaches out to Asmon and asks for his help to navigate the drama that she's going on in her time of need.
He basically responded saying, "Don't do anything, ignore it. It won't ever involve you." But yet she didn't choose to do that. She ignored that advice and dug into it, and now she's probably losing her career over it too.
She reached out to an old
because she's
friend
defending
to get some
animal
advice.
abuse.
Asmon helped.
Defending
no questions
clear
asked. Took time out
animal
of his day to
abuse.
make sure she was okay. Now, how do you think she repays that? She repays that by the next day
Stabbing
when her
in the
community
back.
says, "How dare you talk to Asmongold?"
Yeah, because their community is so pilled with the Hassan community. They're like, "How dare you go communicate with Asmongold? He talks positive about Trump, so we don't like him, and we don't like positive things about the president of the country we all live in." Like, what?
Most likely because they're a bunch
No?
of Hassan heads, or otherwise what I like to call complete fucking retards. She
I mean, not wrong.
bends the knee and apologizes for even talking to Asmongold and affirms that he is just as shitty as everybody says.
Even though he made sure you were okay, and he took the moment to time to respond to your message and actually be like, yeah, this is how you deal with it. He gave you good advice. You just chose to ignore it. And that's why you're having all these issues now.
He is to where he shouldn't even be talked to.
Especially when you have a podcast with another person who is a Hassan. I would call her a Hassan orbiter as well. She doesn't politically follow him, but she's his friend, and that's Cutie Cinderella, a person Valkyrae shares a podcast with. The Wine About It podcast that I, due to Maya Higa's involvement in it, had been watching from the beginning, basically. I loved each and every episode of that podcast. I watched it back when it was the Desperate Housewives of Twitch. Or the rejected streamers of Twitch. No, it was the Rejected Housewives of Twitch, I believe. Yeah, and at that point, the people who were a part of that podcast actually weren't pieces of shit. They didn't have such terrible opinions on things, and they weren't as brainwashed by Hassan yet. Because one of the people Ethan Klein is suing was also a part of that podcast.
This is what they do. They label you as a inhuman monster who's not even okay to be communicated with, acting like Asmongold is a level 80 warlock who's going to put Seed of Corruption on you and put a DOT on you and all of your community and farm you all like a fucking frost mage in vanilla World of War.
I mean, Asmongold's community has literally made small YouTubers' channels blow up. He'll react to their video, and the community will love the person he's reacting to. They'll have everything there. It'll go about it, and then at the end, he'll be like, yeah, that was a great video. Go show them some love. They only have... And then he'll look, and it's like, wow, they only have like 30,000 subscribers. And then, by the time I check the video, after it's been streamed, after it's had a minute to sit, after they've had a few other viewers gain due to the amount of traction that it probably just gained, all of a sudden, I look at it, and the person's got, a 250,000 subs, and they've gone up so much, and their channel's blown up so much because of an Asmongold shout out. I would be someone who would be flattered and thrilled to receive some kind of shout out from bigger channels like these guys. It would be great. They have the audience that I would prefer to have. They have the audiences that I think everyone strives to want. If I had Hassan's audience, I would be walking on fucking eggshells, glass, and Legos all the time, trying to avoid being hurt.
Craft. It is fucking outrageous. And I want to let you know, is there going to be some big drama between Asmon and Valkyrae from this? No. I don't know if you guys remember this. I know a lot of...
There won't be any fallout because she, bounced back and said, I'm sorry I talked to Asmon. I won't do it again. I learned things now. I'm better now. And her community will just sit there and believe her. And, yeah, it's just not the way things should be happening.
People like to refer to me as a Asmongold Light, which doesn't bother me at all, by the way. I'm just happy to be in the same sentence as my friend. It's flattering. I think Asmon's a great guy.
Asmon's a fantastic guy. So is Techie.
Before, a lot of people were shitting on Hassan for the recent deeds that he did when crossing Asmon. And the reason why that is because Asmon really doesn't like dealing with that type of drama. He doesn't. He's too reasonable sometimes, and I don't know what that is. People want to act like he's a far-right Nazi. I'll be real, bro. Asmon's a liberal. I mean, you know what I mean? He's a left-leaning centrist. Let's just...
Yeah, liberal is a little too far.
As it is. He's going to go live, and I'm going to make sure this video goes out before he streams. I'm going to predict the future, because this is what he does every time. He's going to go live. He's going to see what Valkyrae said, and he's going to say, that's okay. I understand why she had to do that. No hard feelings. On my whole...
And he literally predicted it, because Asmon did say that.
So, I know that's what's going to happen, because that's what happens every time. These people treat him like he's a fucking monster, when in reality, he is one of the most down-to-earth, kind individuals I have ever met. And I have a lot of respect for this guy. Now, once again, Asmon's not a guy I frequently hang out with. We're not chumming it up on the weekends. He's a great guy who I had a very good relationship with, who, okay, well, we weren't dating.
You had a podcast with him. You were good friends.
We were in org together, and we would talk.
Yeah, you guys talked all the time. You were good at the start. I bet you it was good colleagues because you were both in the streamer sphere, and then you worked together on certain projects, and then through being colleagues, you became friends. I mean, anybody who has a brain and watched it, they watched you guys become good friends with each other over time.
Right. Great guy.
We might not have seen every detail behind the scenes, but
I'm a friend.
We've seen enough.
I'm defending this guy because it's the right thing to do.
It is.
He hasn't done anything wrong.
No.
Like, and I'll be real, all of the things that people have pretended Asmund have done is either one, not even
A
that
lie.
bad, or two, completely made the fuck up.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure whatever left-leaning Hassan dicksucker who's going to react to this and say, well, actually, did you hear about this one thing? Shut the fuck up. Okay? Yeah, to all the...
Like I said, the only thing that I would say you can attack Asmongold for and that he really has no defense against is his hygiene. Like, if the dude showered every other day, had a good clean, tidy room, and he had only one cup on his desk at a time or something, no one would bat an eye. No one would care. But also, he wouldn't be the quote unquote degenerate World of Warcraft player that we all know and love. He wouldn't be that person, he has the ability to immediately turn around, and he could have any woman he wants. All he has to do is a little teeny bit of work on himself, get in the gym, pump some iron, get a few upper body looks, and then all of a sudden you style his hair a little differently, he gets it cut in certain ways, and I bet you it would be awesome. Maybe even he goes bald like Techie, and he would probably look pretty good bald.
Gay people that got really upset about, what Asmongold said about those other countries. Why don't you go to those countries and watch them as they behead you? Continue to have the LGBTQ flag in your bio and support countries that would shoot you in the fucking head if you were to step into their country for just being gay. Have fun, I guess. Well, welcome back to reality, guys. Moral of the story is, never defend the weak. Do not. We should have known, because Valkyrie apologized for saying no cap on a stack for real. And when the black community said, oh, actually, that's AAVN, that's African American vernacular, and you will not be using that, ma'am. Bro, she apologized for that.
Are you kidding? She's such a bitch. I didn't know she had no spine. I didn't know her and Ludwig both took their spines out and replaced them with shock collars from Hassan and said, yep, shock me if I misbehave, daddy.
Do not help people.
Oh my God.
Is themselves. They look to you for comfort. They look to you for aid. But if they can get that by stabbing you in the back, they will be the first to do so. An army of weak soldiers will be the first ones to drive their spears into their back if it means self-preservation. I don't like to talk to people who haven't experienced hardship, who haven't overcome hardship by their own means, because I understand if they experience hardship and it can be solved by fucking me over, they're going to do it. And I'm just going to be completely real. The amount of people who have used me as a scapegoat in my life, and I'm sure you can probably name 5 right now, I'm done being the scapegoat for weak people. I'm done AoE taunting for weak people because I know they will not repay me with the same kindness because they can't talk about me publicly, but they'll DM me all fucking day. If standing by your values is what's going to cost you everything, maybe those things that you're defending aren't really worth keeping. I think it's time we really take a good hard look in the mirror, reflect upon ourselves, and understand, during hardship, will you fight or will you fold? The weak have ruled the internet for far too long. Liars, manipulators, virtue signalers have ruled the internet for far too long because these communities can get really angry and throw a temper tantrum and say, we won't sub, or we'll tell your sponsors. I'm good. I will do everything in my power to say what we're all thinking. And I'll be real. You go to my Twitter, you will see a guy who's saying the shit that we're all thinking, yet for some reason people don't want to say yet. Not to jerk me off. I promise you I'm plenty flaccid. I've already came like 4 times today. I've come so much. I'm like this hardened vein on my cock.
Do we need to know this? No. Is it oversharing?
Cock, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. I wonder what it's like having a huge dick. I wonder if you get a headache because you lose.
You see, this is why we come to Tectone, for conversations that just go off the rails in the most wild ways like this.
Anyways, it gets the job done, and I'm happy with it. And it curves a little bit. It's fun. Maybe it's because I always tucked into my belt loop at school, because Mr. Streeter would call me up, and I would always have a boner. So I'd have to tuck my dick into my belt. Because when I was a kid, I would just get a boner all the time. Anyways, that's my video. Make sure to type 1 if you were hard while watching this video. And type 2 if you were tired of weak people throwing good people under the bus to save their own skin.
Gotta type a 2.
See you on the next one.
I'm gonna leave my 2 comment for him to know that I am tired of weak people having to apologize for shit that doesn't need to be apologized for. Yeah, that was enjoyable. Like if you like, subscribe, and get on out of here. I'll see you tomorrow.